Hello and welcome back to Start Living Sustainable, the podcast. This show is all about living healthier, dressing well, and incorporating eco-friendly practices into your lifestyle. I have a question. Do you have a family member who is resistant to eco-friendly practices that you're trying to implement in your home? And would you like more support from a spouse or kids as you try to introduce healthier, more sustainable habits into their home life? I want you to know that it's essential to approach the situation with some understanding and patience. And let's not forget, we're going to need to throw in a bit of creativity. You see, sometimes resistance to eco-friendly living is due to the lack of knowledge or awareness about the benefits and the practices. So today, I'm glad you're here because I am going to give you 6 ways that will help you help your spouse or family members to get them on board with eco-friendly practices in your home, even when you're faced with resistance. So go ahead and grab your pen and notepad and let's jump into today's episode. Welcome to Start Living Sustainable. I'm your host, Cynthia Harvey Brown. In this podcast, I'm going to help you discover sustainable ways to improve your overall health and well-being in your home. And I'm going to show you how to do this without spending a lot of time or money, all in partnership with God. Yes, if you're ready to show yourself some love, experience a new level of wellness, build faith, and align your values with God's vision for your life, then you're in the right place. Pour out the diet soda, and we should talk about those yoga pants. Let's have some serious fun in today's episode. Well, before we jump into this exciting episode today that I think is going to be really helpful for you when you are looking to your family members for the support that you need on this journey towards more sustainable living, I want to read a review. I'm always appreciative of my listeners, and this one is from Sheila. She's excited and she writes, and I quote, "This podcast focuses on a topic that I am always contemplating. The host is practical and passionate in sharing her experience with sustainability and wellness. I am excited about this topic and looking forward to garnishing helpful information in my lifelong journey to wellness." Thank you, Sheila, for leaving that review for me. And you are also welcome to head over to any podcast platform that you're listening to my show on and leave me a review. It will be greatly appreciated. When I tell you things are possible, I think about my husband who is not 100% on board. He has come a long way. I've seen him make an effort. As a matter of fact, I've noticed that he's separating cans and bottles. He is recycling now, and he let me know that that's something that he really wants to do. He knows my history is in design, textiles, and fashion, and how I'm drawn to certain materials. And so I asked him about sustainable clothing and how open he might be to switching from some of the polyester t-shirts to some bamboo and organic cotton t-shirts. And he didn't really have much to say about it. So a couple of years ago, for Christmas, I think it was, I bought him a few organic cotton t-shirts. He loves wearing them. As a matter of fact, he has said to me several times that when he wears the t-shirts, he knows I'm going to come and touch and feel and get close to him. And that's what I do when I'm around him and he's wearing something that I bought that I know is good for him. He loves it. As a matter of fact, he packed for a trip and he has lots of t-shirts. Guess which t-shirts he took with him on his trip? The 2-year-old organic bamboo t-shirts that I gave him as a gift. So you can see that at first a family member may not be as open to the idea of sustainable clothing or products or practices, but they can come around. So keep that in mind. It took a minute and we're still working on it, but we're not 100% there yet. That being said, I want to go ahead and talk about the first practice that I think is really important in talking to your family and communicating with your family. And that is, of course, opening up a dialogue so that you can let them know what you plan and how you're thinking. Communication is key. It is key. You want to understand your family members' concerns. Listen to their reasons for resisting without judging them. And this will allow you to address specific concerns and try to find a common ground. And keep in mind also that you may have to be willing to compromise a bit and propose solutions that consider their concerns. But don't give up on your efforts or them. Get creative. For instance, if they resist giving up a particular product that they're used to, see if you can find a more sustainable version of whatever it is. Or if you can just use it less frequently. Those are ways to really keep that dialogue open, communicate with them, understand where their head is, and keep letting them know that it's a journey. It's not going to happen overnight, and give and take a little. The second practice that will help influence a family member, whether it's your spouse or even kids, is to lead by example. And that means begin with personal changes that don't directly impact a family member that's resistant. Setting a positive example by buying eco-friendly products for yourself. And whatever those are, it could be sustainable clothing, like I mentioned earlier, that you find on sale, or it could be just that you've decided you're only going to accept paper bags at the grocery store and not plastic bags. Or even better, you're going to use reusable shopping bags. And over time, your family will notice the benefits and become curious. And that's what you want. These small steps are what you want to implement. Practices like turning off the lights when you're not using them, or taking shorter showers. These actions can actually inspire your loved ones to follow suit without feeling forced. And of course, influencing a family member's perspective requires a combination of love, logic, and some fun. So the goal here is to motivate them, because that will encourage you as a family to embrace eco-friendly practices together. The third point to ponder and to put into practice when dealing with a family member that's resistant is education. Knowledge is power. And sometimes just knowing the facts can be a motivator and influence a change in your habits. When you become more aware of the direct benefits that can make replacing a bad habit with a new one a lot easier, you do it. Here are a couple of tangible stats for you to share so they can see the impact they can make in your everyday routines and your everyday life. According to earthday.org, we should avoid plastic altogether and use reusable bottles instead. Plastic was introduced in the 1950s, and get this, 79% of the plastic that has ever been made still sits in landfills or out there in our natural environment, except for a very small amount that's being incinerated or recycled. And water, there's another one. How much water can you save by really taking a shorter shower? Well, I think you need to know how much we use when we shower, but according to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.gov, we can save water and energy by taking shorter showers. That's relative, but every 5 minutes that we're in the shower, we use about 25 gallons of water. Now consider this, the average shower lasts about 8 to 10 minutes, and we use 2 to 3 gallons of water every minute we're in the shower. That kind of puts things into perspective. I know it did for me, because when I think about a gallon of water, I'm trying to drink a half a gallon at least of water every day. And that just seems like a lot of water. So start with changes that don't cost anything. These are easy and eco-friendly habits that require very little money or no money at all. And I think that your resistant family member may be a little bit more receptive, especially your spouse, because you can save money. And if they can see that, they're more open to listen to what you have to offer. So just conserving water is as simple as getting into the habit of turning off the tap when you're brushing your teeth, or fixing a leaky faucet, or taking shorter showers. And you can reduce the energy that you use in your home too by simply unplugging devices when they're not in use, or using natural light during the day and turning off lights when you leave a room. That's something that my mom always drilled into us when we were growing up. And these are just a few examples that can lead to a reduced utility bill. And when you do spend money, the fourth practice is to seek out deals. Be on the lookout for sales, discounts, and government incentives on eco-friendly products. And I've said this in a previous episode, and I am repeating it here because when you buy in bulk, it can be cheaper. But just ensure it's something that your family uses a lot of to avoid any waste. Another way of looking out for sustainable options is to shop secondhand. Consider buying secondhand items, or arranging for swaps with friends or community members for things that you need. There are swap meets, and there are flea markets, and there are, of course, Goodwill and secondhand stores and resale stores. So you definitely have that option to purchase things that you need at a fraction of the cost. Financial stability, it's crucial for most families. So it's essential to approach the topic of eco-friendliness in a way that aligns with your family's priorities. Over time, as the savings from various eco-friendly practices and products start to add up, even a resistant spouse can become more receptive to additional changes. The fifth point to ponder, and this is a big one, and that is to make it a group effort. Getting your family members on board will make your journey to implement sustainable practices in your home much easier, and it'll be much more fulfilling. Some of the things that you can do is to watch documentaries together. There are several well-made documentaries about the environment, climate change, and the importance of sustainability. Watching one of these as a family movie night might be an excellent eye-opener, and you can always visit eco-friendly places. Plan your family outings to places that practice sustainability, like organic farms, farmers markets. There are even eco resorts or conservation parks in your local area. Look for those and plan trips with your family so that you can use that as part of the experience of surrounding yourself with sustainable information, sustainable sights and sounds, because their firsthand experience seeing and touching and smelling, tasting can be convincing and insightful as they gain understanding and begin to associate sustainability with positive, fun experiences, especially those kids. So find opportunities for your family to come together. around eco-friendly living practices, purchases, and experiences. And as they warm up to these experiences, it will strengthen your relationships. So seek out some of the many eco and kid-friendly fun activities, such as DIY upcycling projects for that creative kid, planting trees or cultivating a small herb garden for the back to nature kind of kid, or even attending local econ initiatives for the sociable kid that you may have in your family. All of these can serve as quality family time. Another thing that you can do that can be fun and helpful is to incentivize eco-friendly behavior. Make adopting sustainable practices rewarding for your family members. You can create a fun reward system. You can make up a game. Offer a small reward for every eco-friendly action you see them taking. Over time, these behaviors might become habits. And the next time, say for instance, your preteen daughter has a sleepover, use it as a learning experience to share why you want to find a natural alternative to this trending facial mask party sleepovers thing that I'm hearing more and more about. Teens really playing around with makeup and cosmetics and experimenting with lip gloss. Go shopping with your teen daughter, whether it's online or to your local Sephora or beauty counter, and ask for a face mask or lip gloss free of any hazardous ingredients that are of high concern. I have a niece that just turned 13. And I realized that Hollow and Glow seems to be a popular brand among that age group. They list so many ingredients that they are hard to even pronounce the names of. And they're printed so small just so they can fit that long list of synthetic ingredients on their packaging. Read the labels, moms, and choose wisely for your daughters. You and your family can learn so much together and share experiences that create lasting memories around sustainable actions. Presenting eco-friendliness, it really does have a ripple effect and can be ties that bind your family together in a unique and wholesome way. And then there's the legacy of our future generations. Every parent thinks about, and every one of us want to leave a better world for our children or grandchildren. But by embracing eco-friendly habits now, you can ensure a healthier, cleaner, and more sustainable future for your children and your children's children. Nobody wants the next generation to inherit a world riddled with pollution, depleted resources, and environmental crises that are just completely out of hand. So definitely keep that in mind. It's not just about us, it's about each one of our family members and the legacy that will continue. The sixth and final point that I'd like for you to ponder is, of course, the health benefits, which are priceless, and they are immediate, and they really do hold personal impact. It stands to reason when you rid yourself, your home, of stuff that is impeding your good health by incorporating eco-friendly practices, it boosts your health and wellness. Practices such as reducing the use of chemicals in your home or consuming organic foods. And why it's essential to be intentional? Well, because these practices, they really do have a direct effect on your health. And these benefits are valuable. Reducing exposure to toxic chemicals can lower the risk of allergies, respiratory problems, and a host of other health issues. So remember that a healthier home environment means a healthier family and helps you to get ahead of any potential health concerns. And living sustainable also improves mental health and well-being. God's creation, nature itself, has a therapeutic effect. I stand in awe whenever I go to the beach and I look out at the vastness of the ocean or the snow-capped mountains. That is so de-stressing and relaxing for me. Our peace of mind is so important. As we manage the stress that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis, engaging in eco-friendly activities really does connect us to nature, whether it's through gardening or walking instead of driving or spending time outdoors. Numerous studies have shown that time in nature can reduce stress, improve our mood, and boost overall mental well-being. Let your spouse or family members know that you're doing what you're doing to keep them safe and to keep them well. You will find peace of mind in that. And let's not forget, it's also good for the planet. So don't be afraid to find and introduce eco-friendly alternatives to your family members' favorite products. Just don't do it all at once. Maybe start by giving them a gift. And don't be surprised, they might like the eco-friendly version even better than what they've been using. And you definitely want to make it convenient. Make it easy for them. Sometimes resistance comes from this perception that eco-friendly practices are inconvenient or require an extra effort that they don't want to put in. So again, just make it easy. If your family has easy access by, say, placing recycling bins next to regular trash cans, making recycling just as easy as throwing something away. You can also start by just replacing commonly used household items with their eco-friendly counterparts when they run out. For example, the next time you run out of plastic wrap, replace it with beeswax wrap. Or you could switch the LED bulbs when your old light bulbs burn out. Little by little, you're going to get your family involved in these fun and eco-friendly activities so that they can actually see the benefits and get on board and support you. And you want them to see these activities as positive, and so that they can adapt this sustainable lifestyle. But all in all, ensure you always come from a place of love and understanding when you are approaching or discussing the changes that you want to make in your house. Making sustainable changes should feel empowering and positive, not like a chore or an imposition. And last but not least, remember, change can take time, and it will. And patience is a virtue. So celebrate the small hurdles you overcome and emphasize the positive impacts of each family member's willingness to embrace eco-friendly changes over time. With understanding and persistence, even a resistant family member will come around. So just to recap, the first point to ponder and to put into practice is to open a dialogue and communicate with your family member. Let them know your plans and be willing to compromise. The second point is to lead by example. The third is to educate yourself and understand that the knowledge is going to empower you. The fourth is to seek out deals when you're spending money and discuss it with your family. Fifth is to make it a group effort. It's nothing like getting them on board by doing fun activities and thinking about them specifically and helping them understand the importance of why you're doing what you're doing. And last but not least is, of course, the health benefits, which are priceless. So take these 6 steps. I hope this blesses you, and I'll see you in the next episode. I just want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in with us here at Start Living Sustainable. And I also want to invite you to click the link below, join our Facebook community. You can also become a sustainable insider by clicking the link so that you don't miss out on some exciting news and information that's happening. I don't want you to miss it. And when you have a minute, head over to Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening in on and leave me a review. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for being here, and God bless you.